There's ROCKSTEADY, King of the Pit TV. Track 9 of 12 is entitled Contract. Another brief one, alright? We've got two back to back. Glass was only 2 minutes 28. So let's just jump straight in. Entertainment is the record, Gang of Four is the band. Bada bing! Beep! Bam! Anybody seen This Is England before? I know I just kicked it before the dropping, but I'm getting related videos here. This Is England 90 Milky Confronts combo. I've watched the series a couple of times, so not only the film but the television series. I think it's pretty good. This Is England is a good showcase of British subculture, you know, as it goes through the years. I find it good because when I was growing up I knew a lot of skinheads. I knew skinheads who were into Trojan reggae and ska and stuff, and they put me on some great music and some great culture, most definitely, and invited me into the world of, you know, the two-tone revolution. I mean, I wasn't born within that particular period, but invited me into that realm. You know, the British revival of the reggae music that came before. And through the Skins, I knew the Punks, of course. They went hand in hand. It was yin and yang. And yeah. I grew up with some cool people, and This Is England is a good showcase of, the politics of a time within working class Britain, and, the groups of individuals who derive from that particular time and space and the musical tastes they were into and how it influenced them. Really good, really good. Then they end up getting into dance music. You know, some of them end up being new romantics, gothics. I knew a skinhead fella, yeah, and his dad was a teddy boy. And what he used to do, because he liked getting into fights and stuff, is he'd put razor blades in his tie. So if anybody grabbed him by his tie, they'd cut their hands. That's crazy, isn't it? Speaking on the title of the band, The Gang of Four, numerologically and perhaps on the subconscious understanding of our realities, 4 is the most stable number, as 4 represents the square, you know? The 4 elements. We're going to go off on one now. There's the 4 elements which link to the 4 directions, which link to the 4 seasons we experience, right? Now, the 4 seasons link as a microcosm to the macrocosm of your life, right? As you spring, okay? You're youthful, you're young. You go through your summer period, you're full of life, energy, you're bright. Everything is beautiful. Autumn, as you start to decline. Winter, as you start to degrade and eventually pass away. But then, pay attention, the seasons start again. There's a cycle. So, would that not mean that our life cycles? Is that not an argument for life after death? Is that not... You know, why would we be the only entity and live in the only space that once we're done, we're done? They do or they have found that when a person passes away, I can't remember the weight they lose in particular, but there is a uncertain weight that is relieved from the body as the body passes. Not defined by the last breath, not defined by, you know, excrement leaving the body and such as those things. But there's a undecided and unrealized minute weight that leaves the body upon death. And some people say it's the soul. Maybe it's the conscious, you know, maybe our conscious goes on post this life and our brain is used as a transmitter of sorts, a filter from the source as to where we come from. Maybe our brain isn't the source of our conscious. You think about that? That's a little bit of food for thought, eh? That was a little ramble on the number 4, huh?
Is this really the way it is?
Maybe none of you are even real. Maybe I'm the only conscious being on planet Earth. Who knows? Maybe I'm not real. Maybe I'm a figment of your imagination. Four brings stability. If you look at a chorus section, if you look at a verse, they come in lines of 4. Rhyming schemes come in 4s. 4/4 is the Western way of writing music. That's 2 4s. That's 8. 8 is the number of money. Little bit of food for thought. That was Contract. You can't be a punk rock band without some degree of legal song based on contracts and legislation and rules and regulations and such. Let's keep moving. We've got At Home, He's a Tourist. I don't have too much to say about that tune. I didn't think Contract was a great song, in all honesty. Track 10 coming up.